first. Let's just run it for our test cases and see what happens. So string is null, null pointer exception. So null pointer exception happened on this line because str had the value null. Null, recall, means not a valid reference. And so if you don't have a valid reference, if the variable doesn't have a valid reference, you can't call a method for it. It has to have a valid reference. And so one check in order to handle this test case is we should have a if statement to check for that. If str is not equal to null, then let's try handling this. So let's see if that will work. If it's null, it doesn't do it. If it's not null, and it's not in this case, we're at the empty string, then it goes through. But now I get a string index out of bounds exception, another runtime error. And so the string length is 0, but I'm trying to access the very first element in it. So we should also check this. So if it's not null, and if length is greater than 0, then do this. Note that I couldn't do a separate check, that I need to make sure that string is not equal to null first before I use it. I use the reference to check the length, okay? Because if string is null, then I can't call the length method. We would have the same error. So now let's see the nested ifs, multiple checks, before we do this and see if all our test cases will pass. So it's not equal to null, so it handled the null case. Now it's handling the string length case, and it did. And finally, it's not null, there is a character, and we finally can compare it. And we see the output is true, it does have an A. So we're able to do multiple nested ifs to check multiple conditions.